Hi, my name is Aaron Bland, and this is my first attempt at an online instructional video. I kind of designed this as a crash course in drum set for anybody who wants to pick up sticks and learn how to at least approach the drum set as an instrument and train 4 limbs to play independently of each other. We're going to start out pretty basic and work our way through to some more complex, more cooler sounding stuff. But I want to start out with 2 basic concepts. The first being the ostinato, or the constant. All a constant is a pattern that repeats itself. For example, a jazz ride constant. You can see this constant repeats itself end over end, dictates time, the tempo, and the feel for what you're playing. We're going to start out with one that's a little bit simpler than that. It's called a quarter note constant, where you're going to play quarter notes on the hi-hat, counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeated. In this exercise, we're going to play each of those variations 4 times. So your constant, it's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go into the next variation. The first melody, which is the second concept we're going to be working with in addition to the ostinato. The first melody that we're going to play is going to be a note on your left hand on the snare drum on count 1. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to keep the constant going, and we're going to go into our next variation, which is going to be a note on your left hand on the snare drum, but it's going to be on count 2. We'll do that 4 times. Then on count 3, 4 times, then on count 4, again 4 times, before repeating it back to the beginning again. So this whole set of 16 measures is going to sound just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. Once you get back to the beginning, keep it going. See if you can do a second repetition of that whole exercise, and as you get more and more comfortable with it, speed it up a little bit each time that you repeat that set of patterns. That's going to develop coordination and independence in your 2 hands. Then we get to start incorporating other limbs. The next thing that I would definitely recommend doing to approach the drum set and kind of gain that 4-limb independence is the same exercise that we just did a second ago, but we're going to play the melody on the bass drum. The exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right back to the beginning again. Once you get that worked out and you're pretty comfortable both keeping the constant on your right hand steady at a variety of different tempos, and you can play a note on your snare drum hand, your left hand, or your bass drum foot, your right foot, fairly comfortably and keep them all lined up with that constant, then you're ready to start putting those 2 together. The next constant I want to introduce is called a quarter note rock constant. All a rock constant is one of the variations that we just played. It's going to be quarter notes on the hi-hat and a snare drum on count 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll hear that constant in most rock music, in most alternative music, in most country music, pop music. There's a lot of different kinds of music under the rock umbrella and outside of the rock umbrella that includes and uses that constant. So that's your ostinato, or your repeating pattern. That's not going to change as we play a different bass drum melody on your foot. What I want to do for bass drum melodies to start out and kind of train your limbs to be able to act independently of your constant is to actually go through the exact same 16 measure exercise that you just did before on your bass drum, and it'll amount to basically the exact same thing as you just did. Quarter notes here, your melody in 4 different places on your bass drum, but every count 3 is going to have a snare. So you put that all together, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right back to the beginning, which the beginning ends up giving you a snare drum on count 3, because that's part of your constant, and that's often referred to as the upbeat. It's kind of the halfway point of the measure or the pattern that you're playing, and it has a downbeat, which is the first note of a measure on the bass drum. This gives you a basic rock beat. So if you're jamming out with some buddies and they say, hey, play me a rock beat, give me something that I can play along to, that would be the perfect thing to start out with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It has a downbeat on count 1, and it has your upbeat on count 3, makes it danceable, makes it groove a little bit, and then you could start embellishing from there. As far as different bass drum melodies that you can play underneath that rock constant, we're going to go through a few right now in permutation style, which means we're going to play every single possible bass drum combination that you can play underneath that quarter note rock constant that we were just working with. The first variation outside of what we just did is going to be a bass drum on the downbeat, count 1, and a bass drum on count 2. Then a bass drum on count 1 and a bass drum on count 3. The next one, a bass drum on count 1, finally a bass drum on count 4. Those variations will sound just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1. You can repeat those from there at quicker tempos as you get more and more comfortable with those. And if you can play everything that we just talked about now, you can play the quarter note rock constant by itself, and try this. Straight quarter notes on your bass drum, along with the quarter notes you're playing on the hi-hat, add in the snare on count 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's called a 4 on the floor, because you're playing 4 bass drum notes. Not technically on the floor, but on the bass drum, which is about as close to the floor as you get on the drum set. With all of those variations, you've played about half of the bass drum permutations that you can play in the style of rock. Take these patterns, practice them, work them out on the drum set. If you don't have a drum set, you can even work out a lot of these patterns. Find a couple phone books, find 2 different surfaces that you can play just to kind of get the coordination down in your hands. This is assuming that you've worked with somebody on technique, how to hold the drumsticks, how to maneuver them. And you could even, all the bass drum notes, you could even kind of play just by tapping your foot on the floor. Otherwise, hit the drum set, pick up the sticks, and run with these patterns. Get warmed up. Come back and see me. I've got plenty more for you. But this should give you a solid start on approaching the drum set. Where do I begin is the most common question any musician asks when they pick up their instrument for the first time. This should give you an excellent grounding in kind of training your limbs to physically play and act how you want them to in order to create some cool drum set patterns. So I hope you found this video informative. Take this and run with it. I hope to do more of these if it works out, and keep the educational process going. But it's up to you to pick up sticks and make the most out of this. So do that. I hope to see you again. Thank you.